Hey guys, today I want to talk about how you can actually scale a solo agency to 80 grand a month and all of that without a team. And I actually have a little surprise for you today because I have Emily with me, who is one of my top students in my creators training community. She scaled her agency to 80K in a matter of months, and she just turned 22. So this is absolutely crazy to see her grow like this, and she will share the exact funnels, the exact strategy to copy for you so that you can implement that in your agency or your freelance business. Let's jump into it. I'm super excited to have Emily on our video today. And she has been one of our top students in creators training, making over, how much did you make so far?
Around 80K.
Wow, that is insane. So she will share all her strategies on how she scaled her one-person agency actually without a team. Maybe Emily, you can start sharing like a little bit more about you who you are, and what your business is.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be on here today and just like go over the whole journey with you guys. Back in 2020, I started a business. It was actually like affiliate marketing, and I went into it, didn't make any money from it, and then eventually stumbled upon creators training, joined that program, and have just been utilizing like all of the resources ever since. So I started my own agency, helping coaches increase their conversions in their sales funnels. And now I've kind of like pivoted into my own done with you offer, helping them increase their conversions, but also teaching them how to do it, all the principles as well. But yeah, super excited to be here.
That. I love that. And you mentioned coaches. I know you're working with a specific niche, so that's actually very special, that I personally haven't achieved because my businesses are always broad market, and Emily actually niched down like to the smallest niche that you can niche down to. So I'm curious, like, which niche are you in right now, and who are you targeting? Oh, and definitely stay till the end because I've read over 300 books in the past 4 years on how to make money, how to scale, how to build wealth. And in the list that I'll give you at the end are my top 10 books, the only 10 books that you actually need to read to become a millionaire.
Yeah, so right now I'm targeting relationship and dating coaches. Super small niche, but like I've worked with a ton of different coaches and they're my favorite to work with.
Yeah, how come? How did you explore that niche? How did you even end up working with relationship coaches?
Yeah. So I originally went into like spiritual coaching because I'm a very spiritual person myself, and then realized from just a couple of different encounters that I had with them that they didn't have the drive that I had as well, and I want to be able to relate with my clients. And so the effort that I was putting in, I didn't really see them putting in that effort. Not to say that like all spiritual coaches are that way, but just the ones I interacted with. And so it just like moved me into this other direction of relationships. And I feel like life, relationship, personal development coaches, they have the idea of like, yes, I want to be spiritual and like become the best version of myself, but they also have that drive and that hustle that I was looking for. Yeah,
I see that. I feel a lot of very spiritual people, they don't have like the business drive that it takes to like actually stick to, like, it's very, you have to be dedicated and you have to be, let's call it, devoted, and you have to show up every single day, and that's very important. Anyways, how come that when you found the relationship niche, you were able to actually scale up? Because that's what we're here for. I want to know, like, what did it actually take you to go from like not having a business to now making 80K as an agency owner, working literally by yourself? I think you have one editor, is that right?
Yep, just an editor.
Yeah. So what did it take you? What steps did you take? For anyone who's watching this, being like, oh, damn, like, how would I get there? Like, what are the steps? It sounds so easy when you talk about it, because I know you spent a lot of time and put a lot of work into where you're now. So I'm curious, like, spill the tea.
Yeah, I mean, first I want to say that you can put a lot of work into a 9 to 5, or you can put a lot of work into your own business. And so where it all started for me was I was working a 9 to 5, and I had this like deep knowing that I was a hard worker and I could go down a different avenue that maybe my parents wanted or society wanted. And I realized that I really believe that if I were to put all of my effort into my own self, my own business, that I would be able to take it much farther, impact way more people than the other path that was drawn out for me. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just do that. So first I got that desire, and I really like got clear on that, like, why do I want to go into this? And then from there, it was learning the different skills needed to be able to help people. So like learning these skills that businesses need, right? Like sales, marketing, sales funnels, all of that, combining that set of skills into one, and then being able to position my offer in a way that people see it as valuable, see it as something that they need in their business. That was something that you guys helped me do with creators training. I wouldn't have been able to do it without a coach, someone guiding me, like your guys' expertise along the way. So yeah, desire, and then getting those skills, knowing how to hop on a sales call, knowing how to conduct a sales call, and then delivery, right? Being able to actually get clients results. That's a huge key component to it, because you can go out there, you can sell people stuff, and then if you're not getting them actual results, like, you know, a bad review, 10 people will learn, but if someone who gets like a good review, 3 people will learn. So I really focused on making sure that the delivery side was dialed in and that clients were getting the results that I was promising. And so like referrals started coming in, word of mouth, and now we're here.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally love that. And I'm also curious, so for anyone who doesn't really understand what you're selling yet, can we like go through like what your offer is? Are you still offering sales funnels? Because I know you started out with that, or did you add on more things to actually go to 80K? Like, what was your game plan there?
Yeah, so originally started with sales funnels. Like that was the main thing where I started. And I just noticed like, hey, you know, these coaches, they need sales funnels, but there's other skills that maybe they're lacking that I could fill in if I took the time to learn. So it was a combination of sales funnels, of copywriting, of, you know, email marketing, just all of the different skills that businesses really need to be able to get consistent leads in and then convert those leads.
Yeah, that's totally right. Like, you need to have like a whole package if you want to be able to scale, to offer to basically be a one-stop solution and help with everything you can. But that's obviously not where you started out. So I want to kind of talk about like how much or how many clients did you just land from going out there, talking to a relationship coach and being like, hey, I can make you a sales funnel, which will, you know, help you increase lead flow. Was it hard to sell, first of all? Did people say like, oh my God, no, that's so much money? Because I know you're offering, no, what was your first client?
Well, the first client was just like a simple sales funnel, and it was just 1K.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
like now, I would, I was just gonna say like now if I were to go out there and sell my services for 1K, I would be like, that's really lowballing myself, right? So
yeah.
yeah,
anyone has to start somewhere. But yeah, let's talk about the other clients that you landed after that were basically just funnel and kind of like strategy, getting leads in, setting up, I think you set up some ManyChat stuff as well. Let's talk about like the first few clients that you landed that were like the biggest jobs that you've ever had? And then let's transition to how you went from the first offer offering funnels, making this much money. So I want the audience to know like how much is actually possible for them, offering just one service. And then what does it take to go beyond that? Beyond that, maybe like 10, 15 grand a month. Yeah. So let's do that.
Yeah. So in the beginning, like, you don't have a lot of case studies, right? There's not a lot of trust built with your market. And so when people come to you and you've gone out there and, maybe you're cold DMing people, the case studies really help. So what I did is I just looked in my network, like, who can I contact right now? And there wasn't a lot of people that I like actually contacted. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to message people on Instagram and send my like first cold message, scariest thing ever at the moment, at the time. And then, landed a client like the first month that I joined the program for 1K. And then I landed another client and I don't remember how much that was, like maybe like 2-3K. And then I landed another client and that one was like 10K. And so it's just like a steady increase. And along the way, I was adding new things onto my offer. And I was like systemizing it so it was more streamlined so that when I was delivering to clients that they knew that they were going to get the value that I was offering, that I was promising, right? So, I think what helped me to transition from those like smaller packages to offering larger packages was learning the skills and like just continuous improvement really of like my own skills and getting those testimonials from people, the confidence and conviction that comes from knowing you can serve people. And when you hop on that sales call, you're like, I can help you, versus maybe not being so convicted because it's your first client, right? I feel like that was also a big difference that happened once I landed those first few clients to help me transition into landing those bigger clients.
I love that. And you're mentioning sales. I know that a lot of people, at least like in, creators training, they're scared of like sales. They think like it is scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like it feels weird, but like after doing so many like sales calls, let's call them that, what did you realize? Was it that hard in the beginning? How did you get confident in it? And like, is it actually like this slimy thing that you're doing, or like that's at least what I thought and what most people think?
Yeah, I definitely thought that too. Like, I think that's how they were portrayed in movies when you're growing up. Maybe when you're going somewhere and they try to sell you, you just like put a guard up. But when it's something that can actually change your life, can change your business, can change your family's life, that's, I feel, a different ball game, right? And so when I came into creators training and I hopped on a sales call with you guys, I loved the person I was speaking with. I completely resonated with what you guys were selling, and it didn't feel like pushy at all. It actually felt like you guys were completely like independent of the outcome. So I loved hopping on that sales call. And then over time, yes, the first sales call was super scary to hop into, but I did like mock sales calls before that to learn and just get my cadence down. And then, the first few rejections, like they definitely stung. But then over time, like hearing someone say no to me just got lesser and less painful.
Yeah.
But now it's like when you hop on to a sales call, it's like, I just want to have a conversation. I just want to see if I can help you. And having the knowing that like no matter what, I'm just there to help you instead of like I'm just there to take your money, I think is a completely different frame of mind.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. That is so important. It becomes a game of just helping people get the best results, whether like they're gonna work with you or not. Like you're going to give them the solutions that you have. And you also need to, I guess, like set clear boundaries where you tell people, hey, I can't work with you, you know? So then it's not sales anymore. It's literally just helping people and like
Exactly.
showing them a system that works for them. And if people, or if you sell something that people actually want, it's not like, I remember you said MLM when you did that. It's something that people might not actually want, you know, and that makes it really hard. But
Yeah.
if you have something that people really, that I guess like helps people out, it's a whole different ballgame. Anyways, I want to go dissect the system that you use to get your, let's say, your first 10 clients, just offering the funnel. What was the exact funnel that you used to land these clients, like step by step? What would you do basically on a daily basis? How would that look like? And then let's start with that. And then after that, we're going to do like the scaling up method.
Yeah, so first I'll start off with like the daily inputs that I was doing, and then I'll go into the sales funnel that I was using. Daily inputs looked like just like outreach, and now I'm like trying to think back to what I was doing, but it was just like delivering projects. So like deep work in the beginning of the day, like delivering projects, working with clients, and then outreach throughout the day. So like the main 3 pillars of just marketing, sales, and fulfillment throughout the day.
Okay. And what do you mean with outreach specifically? Can you describe like where did you reach out? Like what did you do? What did you maybe even say? Let's give the people a system. And then also like what can they expect if they do outreach?
Yeah. Well, expect that not everyone's going to reach out to you. Expect that maybe you send 100 messages and you get 10 that reply to you, and then maybe one hops on a call with you. Like that's pretty normal to expect, right? And the exact message that I was using, it's been a while since I've sent out those messages, so I don't really remember, but I would say if you're going to do it now, like either be really straightforward, like how I learned from you, like just tell people bluntly like what you do, or try and build a relationship with them. Like that's a couple of different options that you can go into. And the channels that I was using were like LinkedIn, Instagram, email, Facebook. Just like multiple,
but in the
multiple
beginning
channels.
Did you actually reach out on all these, or what was the main platform that you landed your first clients from?
Beginning was Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, and you saying like relationship building, I think it's so important to actually do that, and that's something that you figured out, I think, early when you went into relationship coaching, right? Where you realized, oh, it's dependent on the niche, right? So
yeah,
for me, if someone pitches me and they're not straight up, I'm already out. I'm not replying because I don't have time for that. But for relationship coaches, I guess you can tell me more about that.
Yeah. Especially in the beginning, like forming a relationship, I feel gets their guard down because people are being pitched to multiple times a day. Like I'm sure you are, I am. I've been noticing more of that happen. And like if someone has a really good offer and they position it well, they've done their research, then I'm more than happy to like look at their message and at least like read it over. But if it's just like a copy and paste message and I can tell you've sent this out to the same 20 people today, I'm not going to read it over. So if you are going to send those cold DMs, like make sure to actually do your research, look at the profile that you are going to send a message to, and that's a better way of getting those responses that you're looking for.
Yeah. And I just remembered, I think we talked about it the other day, the people that are reaching out now to create thumbnails for our YouTubes.
Yep.
I literally read their messages. They end up in my inbox. Like I read my messages, but I do not reply because what happens? I look at their message. I'm like, okay, cool offer. Like they can do a thumbnail. Maybe I need that, you know? But then I go to their Instagram profile and there is no social proof. There's no work, nothing to show. I'm like, nah. Like if you are pitching, you need to showcase your portfolio, like whether, and I mean, that's what I suggest is like, is your Instagram. And that's what you did insanely well. You built a real brand before reaching out. And I think that was the recipe for like success, honestly. So maybe you can give some tips on that, having that set up correctly.
Yeah, so when someone comes to your Instagram, they're going to judge you whether you not like it or not. Like that's your magazine, that's your portfolio. So you don't want it to be like, you know, old pictures of you, I don't know, like when you were younger with maybe even family, like really old pictures. You don't have to delete it, just archive it. You can always go back to them. And then any like pictures of partying, drinking, any of that doesn't really display like professionalism. So I would get rid of those. And then some pictures that I always would recommend to start out with is just like go to a coffee shop. They usually have some aesthetic vibes there. If you have a camera, that's great. You don't need a camera. You can just use your phone and take a couple of snapshots of you working on your computer, showing people that you're actually putting in the work. You're willing to make your page look nice and aesthetic. And then more than likely, you're going to get more responses because your first impression matters.
Yeah. That, and I just want to also mention that the work, like I know you put out highlights and like actual, like when I go to your page and it's, what's your Instagram? Emily
_ Millie, 3 L's.
I can link it below so you guys can check it. But what I noticed and what we're also teaching in creators training is you have to showcase your work. So if you're pitching me, let's say for thumbnails, I need to go to your profile and see the thumbnails that you created and testimonials of people you work with, whether they are like you did it, which is really smart, do a few free to fee projects where you do some projects for free just to get the testimonial and social proof. And show, like, for example, for what you did a few mock projects for landing pages, right? And you put it in your highlights. So people would see, oh, Emily, who's this? Okay, she helps relationship coaches scale their business through funnel design. Okay, cool. Let me see what she has on her Instagram. Oh, cool. These landing pages look insanely like well. Like I want to like check it out. Like her work looks genuinely good. And if you show people something that looks great, they want it. It's like what it's called, a nice purse, you know, that you see. And you're like, I want that. There's no second guessing, you know?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like, first impression definitely matters. Even if you're scrolling on Instagram and you see an ad and they have like nice setup, the camera, the lighting, everything, I'm more than likely willing to listen to what they say because their status is rated in my mind versus someone who's like in the, you know, in their car in a like the back of their trunk. I don't know.
Yeah. The trash can.
Yeah, they're in a trash can.
I don't know. Yeah, no. Okay, cool. Now that is the foundation. So thank you for sharing that. That is definitely what anybody needs to start a solo agency, to actually be able to build a solid like foundation to scale to 80 grand, I would say. Now let's go over what happened. Like you landed a few clients here and there. You enhanced your skills, you built the foundation, you practice the skills and get good at them, you get testimonials, so the foundation is set up. And then what happened after? How did you go beyond like landing a client here and there, putting in manual work to DM people every single day, to now getting consistent leads coming in wanting to work with you?
The real secret sauce is I started running paid ads. And I started investing my own money back into the business. And I also posted really consistent content that was pretty high value, like upped the production game, like bought a camera, got a mic. And then, I just started posting consistent content, giving value to my audience, like building that reciprocity, building goodwill with my audience.
Yeah.
And then from there they could see, oh, this girl actually knows what she's talking about. She's just not some like random stranger, right? So kind of building that relationship with my audience and running paid ads just to get more eyeballs on my page.
Okay, I have a few questions for that. First of all, how did you learn ads? Because it might seem very difficult for anybody who has no idea. Like, did you just like jump into it and offer or like set it up for yourself and just ball game test it out? Or how did you learn it? I think that's very interesting. How did you get the skills?
Mm-hmm. I remember I think I asked you guys. I was like, hey, I know you guys are really amazing at running ads. I want to learn from you. And so we hopped on a couple of calls just to like learn how to set up the ads manager. And so did that.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, that was in our mastermind, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wanna quickly just say that's not for everyone. That is just for like coaches and someone like Emily who already landed a few clients and like you know, back then was like, okay, who can work with the team very closely, who can get like extra training. Maybe you can talk about this a little bit later, but how you basically get access to these bonus calls and masterminds that we are having that are beyond what we teach at Creators Training. So yeah, let's get back to the topic.
Yeah. So
Now,
basically learn from you guys on how to run paid ads. And then after that, started offering it to clients at a really low rate. Like I was running ads for people for like $500 a month. And then from that, I started learning, started seeing clients get results, started charging more. And yeah, that's the basis of how.
Yeah, that's super
learning.
smart. Yeah. And I think it's very smart that you are actually undercharging because like you're still learning, so you can't guarantee results. But if you can make money while learning until you can charge that much, I think that is like the best way to go because you're not going to learn by just theoretically watching a few videos on Facebook ads. You actually have to test it out for that niche. You have to be in the Facebook ads manager. And I think when you said like we had this on the mastermind, I think, yeah, we set it all up together, your ad accounts and everything. So yeah, I'm stoked. But I know that we gave you some input, but I think the biggest thing that I've seen is that you just like go out there and get the information you need yourself. And that is honestly the biggest skill that anybody needs.
Yeah, I love working with people who are resourceful and who are willing to go out there and solve the problems themselves. And that's a huge skill that you guys taught me when I came on as a coach is I'm not going to hand you the solution because I want you to go out there and learn it. And if I just hand you solutions, you're never really going to learn. So it was super valuable.
Real life, bro.
Yeah.
Real life won't like hold you by your hand. Your business, like it's just you. Nobody will help you. You're out there alone, you know? And that is, yeah, I love that you said that. Okay, cool. Now, the exact funnel you're running for the ads. I'm curious, like anyone who's further landing clients, having an agency, wanting to scale up, what is your funnel? What like step one is like an ad. Where does the ad go? How do you convert them? When do you have the sales call with them?
Yeah. So basically top of funnel, right? Where we're getting more eyeballs, where we're getting these leads is from ads as well as reels, but mainly ads. And from there, we just tell people to come to our page, look through our content, and then our Instagram is like the funnel that people are going through and kind of learning more about us, getting warmed up, and then learning more about what we offer, our own unique mechanisms of how we help people. From there, we get them into a conversation.
Good.
And I'm not like going in straight for the kill. I'm like, hey, thanks for the follow, and just starting a conversation from there, seeing if anyone is interested in flowing. I'm not gonna like go in straight for the kill and try and pitch them. I think what this funnel requires is a lot of patience and long-term thinking, because I'm not thinking like, is this person going to convert today? It's more so like, as they watch my content, as they get to know me, I know that they're gonna convert in months' time.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a really long-term game and building leverage, right? And then from there, in the conversation, I'm just like sending them value.
All right. So I do have a question about the conversations that you're starting with the clients. How does that work? Like, do they DM you? Do you DM them? Like, first of all, I want to clarify, do I get this right, that you get them to follow you? Is the call to action follow me or check out my page to learn more? In the ad, what is the call to action?
Yeah, so the ad's call to action is just to come check out my page, follow me. I'm going to give you some valuable tips. And then from there, in the conversation, it's just like, I just want to give you value, build up a relationship, see if I can help you. There's a mix of like inbound messages that I get. Like I wake up, people send me grow, and that's really cool to see. And then I also do outbound as well. Yeah.
Okay, so basically what I'm hearing is that you are getting people to watch content on your page. Maybe they follow you. Is there any automation involved where like I think you said DM me grow or something? Do you mention this in all your content so that when people watch your content, they actually go and DM you grow? And then, or how does it work? Do you, when someone follows you, do you have an automation set up that just DMs them and be like, hey, I saw you followed me, like how can I help? I don't know, something like that. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Right now, like I could be doing better with this. I don't have any automation set up, so it's all like manually done. Currently onboarding someone to help with like the more manual process of things, to help me remove myself from doing all that manual work. And then as far as like the call to actions in the content, not as frequent, right? So like most of my reels, I don't really have any call to actions. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So how do they know to DM you grow?
Yeah. In my bio, I have grow, and then sometimes I post on stories like, DM me grow if you want XYZ.
Oh, okay. So that's also part of it then. You are also doing basically story sales, story call to actions. Is that a huge part of like how you get people to opt in for a message with you?
Yeah, it is. I think a lot of the selling is done on the stories. So that's where like you're really like displaying your lifestyle, but you're also displaying like case studies and selling.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That is very, very interesting. I like that a lot. So now that let's say someone DMs you grow, you said you hired someone to help you. Is that person helping you with DMs, texting with people? What happens after someone DMs you grow?
Yeah. Basically, like I just asked them like, what's your business? I want to see if I can help you. And then we go through a conversation, see if I can help them. If I can, we just hop on a call. And then from there, onboard them as a client, bring them into the program. The setter is doing like some messages. That's the goal. To like have them just take over the setting process entirely.
Okay, awesome. Cool. And then I think you mentioned two key elements to this, which is, or three, ads, actually four, ads, organic. So you combining these two to indoctrinate people, which is really smart, I think. And anyone should definitely learn from that. Building up your content takes time though. Like how do you pump out so much content? Do you have help with that? Do you do it by yourself? How does your day-to-day look like nowadays?
Yeah. A lot of my content I just have all done on one day. So like I have all of my content is done on Mondays, and then the rest of the days I'm just working on the business, and then I post daily stories. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And you edit the videos yourself? Because I saw the videos and they're pretty damn good. Also the
No.
scripts. Do you have someone who does that, or?
Yeah, I write my own scripts, and then I have someone who does the editing. That's like the first thing I would
Okay.
outsource for sure, is hiring an editor. Mine is also really cheap,
Nice.
so you don't need to pay a ton of money for it, and it can save you a lot of time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it also doesn't have to be that expensive. Like $5 to $10 per reel is something that most editors in like Pakistan you do. And then if you want someone better, like obviously when they get also more experience, you probably have to bump them up to $20 per reel if you hire foreign countries. But okay, so we have all the key elements right now. Is there anything missing? It's ads, branding, organic story sales, having a contractor team of an editor and someone who is in your DMs, kind of outsourcing your work. What are the next steps now? What are you focusing on? Where do you want to go? What is the plan for this year?
Yeah, so right now, like the biggest challenge that's come up for me, and I think this is where a lot of the growth will happen, is investing more into the business. Like all of the profit from the business, I just want to put it, back into the ads. And so that's what I'm focusing on right now, is just like increasing the ad spend, as well as I really want to do what you guys did as well, and like go back and redo the program. Yeah, I would be curious to hear your thoughts on that, like around breaking the program. Like, do you think that when you scale that you want to go till it breaks, or fix it before it breaks?
What do you mean with break? Does it mean like it doesn't it's not set up to do the volume? Let's say you get like 10 clients a week. It's not set up to do the volume. And that's what you mean with breaking it to. Yeah, I mean, you have to have the system and systems in place to do a course. Because just wanted to mention real quick for anyone who's listening to this, Emily's also now basically systematizing her offer into a course, so she doesn't have to do manual work. And that is one of the biggest parts of how you can scale, because you can outsource your one-on-one calls that you would usually have into a video, right? And that I think is really smart. I think scale up, break things once they break. And don't overthink it, honestly. So as soon as you see it, oh, shit hits the fan, like put your resources towards fixing it.
Yeah, that's the plan for the year, right? So just like putting money into the ads, and then perfecting the
and income-wise, as well. What's your monthly goal?
Yeah, I want to be hitting
agency.
I want to be hitting 50K a month.
50K. Nice. I love that. How many clients would that be?
That would be, my offers in the like 4 to 5K range. So that would be like 10 clients. Just not a lot.
Yeah, and that's super easy. Yeah, that is super easy, honestly.
Yeah.
I think you're on a good path. I'm super excited.
Thank you.
Now, do you have anything you want to share with the audience? Any tips, any advice for anyone in the same boat that is starting out, like you, from nothing basically to now owning that agency? What advice would you give them?
For someone who's just starting, like who hasn't really like dipped their toe into it?
Anybody who's in the same place. Like it could be somebody who already has a few clients and wants to scale, or someone who's just starting out. I think the advice should be or will be almost the same. So
I think every single day is like I look at my business every single day, and you can either do things that are going to get you revenue in the short term, or you can do things that are going to build your business for the long term. And so it depends on what you want. Like, do you want to go into this and just take the money out of it? Or do you want to build something, make a really big impact, and change people's lives? That's the decision you have to make.
Yeah.
But if you want to do the long term, which I guess I bet a lot of people are wanting to do, then
Yeah.
I think the inputs that you take are going to hurt. Like, you are going to have to sacrifice some things, like maybe your some friends along the way, like some hobbies that you're doing to get to that long-term vision.
Yeah. Yes.
So like sacrifice those things if you really want to get to the long-term vision, and all the money that you make, like invest it back into the business, keep learning, keep growing, continuous improvement.
Yep.
I know Jenny and I were looking at her Audible. She was like showing me all the books that she's reading, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Like, that is why she's been able to get to where she is because she has the knowledge, and she's, I'm guessing, like sacrificed some of the things for the long term goals that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh, I also wanted to ask you real quick, for anyone who's watching this who wants to like also basically become a coach, like how did you get to work with me and Julian, the whole team, so closely to get like the extra stuff, setting up ads and like actually helping you scale?
How long has it been? I feel like it's been a couple of years.
Like
honestly.
years?
Yeah.
2 years maybe?
Yeah. Jenny and Julian have very high standards, and their values show in their product, in their client results. And if you want to get onto their team and become an A player at their level, I think you also have to showcase that you are able to get your clients' results, you're able to land clients as well. So like if you can just come into the program and put your all into it, we really take notice of those students. We want everyone to succeed. Everyone who does succeed and like starts getting clients on the regular, we're keeping an eye on to see who would be a really good coach.
Yeah. And also I just wanna, or I guess like me, Emily, anyone on the team, we want to surround ourselves with A players, because I guess like that's the biggest thing that you learn is when you are starting out, you're like, damn, like I want to be like this person, but would that person hang out with you in this situation? No. You have to first show or prove yourself and build something, and you'll attract all these people once you're there. And that is how you maybe change the friend group. Maybe you want to have like more supportive people in the business niche around you. And once you showcase what you do, you have something to show, people will come. It's that simple.
Yeah.
They want to be friends with you. They want to hang out.
I definitely agree. And then the other part to that is showing up to all the coaching calls.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so important. Because motivation is low sometimes. You gotta get a little kick in the butt. Showing up. And that is probably the biggest thing. But yeah, anyways, I'm super excited for the future. I know you're gonna do great, and I know that you're gonna be updating us and everyone who is already in the program watching this. You guys will meet Emily. She is one of the top A players. Like, honestly, very impressed. Making money, moving places. Like, you're in Costa Rica right now. You were in Tulum. Like, you're living the life. You created it. And anyone listening to this, like, you can do the same. Just put in the work.
Just put in the work. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
You got this.
Yeah. Let's
All
go.
Right.